What's this that I found? Another one of those medals. Fascinating. Hey guys, it's Gum here, and we are back with more Sonic 06, and last time, and we did Kingdom Valley, and now we traveled a little bit back in time to the same day, but just earlier. And off camera, I actually did some side missions so I could buy another gem. So I decided to buy the white, so I have enough to buy the white gem here, and that'll be one less I have to go over. But yeah, we still have Sky Gem and the Purple Gem, which I'll have to show those off in a bonus video. Because there was no way I could, because yeah, that's really the only option for me to do it. So here's what it is. Looks like I'll show more about it in the stage itself. So, I also did collect some more medals off camera as well, and there's the next stage. But how do we get in there? The door is locked, and there's no way for us to get in there. Well, there is. Basically, what we have to do is we have to ring all the bells in Soliana. So that's one, and there's three. So like there was another one at that clock tower on the other side of the city, and one over there where Dusty Desert stage is. One thing that's actually interesting is that it doesn't show you the options to replay the stages through the hub worlds. So that's interesting. I think, well, because like normally Dusty Dune's stage would be right here, and Wave Oceans would be over that little cave area, but it's not there. Yeah, what? Suppose you could say that it's because we haven't meeting the story yet. But the thing is that even if you do that, the only thing you really get for actually beating the story mode is you load back up from the last time you were in the hub worlds, and the gates leading to the doors leading to the other hub worlds would still be there, would be opened, so you can still go to them. That's something which I know I'm getting ahead of myself here, and I should be talking about that during a bonus video, but I probably still will do that, but for now, just figured I'd mention it now. And now we took out ring the bells. Wait, actually, hold on, let me see if I can. Can't even see the bell from here, but oh well. Let's just go into the final stage for Sonic, that is, which is Aquatic Base. Stop the egg carrier's launch, or better yet, just get on the ship before it launches, because that's what happens in the next cutscene.
The battleship will take off any minute. Tails, Knuckles, let's hurry!
The interesting thing about that is, when he said Tails and Knuckles, let's hurry, is that we didn't even run into them through the last cutscene where Sonic came out of the portal. It wasn't like Tails and Knuckles were there and we were like, Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, where'd you come back? And Knuckles would be like, where'd you come back from? A few hours into the future, and to stop Eggman's battleship from taking off. We gotta hurry and stop. That would have made more sense to me, but oh well. But hey, we do have Tails and Knuckles here with us. Like, you even heard just Tails say a line there. So let's get this here, and let me actually show off the white gem here. So jump, hold the left trigger, and Sonic will actually do tricks in the air from doing this. It'll just be repeating every three. So that's cool. You can even hold it like this and just stay in place. So that can help. And Good. But yeah, since I'm doing the homing attack just like that with the A button, and it's just Sonic doing the backflips. But when I do the right trigger, Sonic does little tricks in the air, which that's kind of cool. But I don't really use it that much. That's because I don't see the point in it. Really, but that's kind of cool. But what's not cool is this little ball puzzle here. Oh, but yeah. Just one hit from the lasers and this ball is done. And then I find this ball puzzle to be quite a bit annoying. There's definitely I know there's a few people who don't find this too annoying, and one person that, oh shoot, I didn't see that laser there. Well, I saw it, but I did see it, but I just couldn't get away from it in time. And so, just go on here. But usually what I like doing is waiting for the laser to activate it. Once it's deactivated, I just like to go for it. Because I don't want to trust myself. Because like when I see the laser gate at first, I would like to wait for it to disappear. So I know. Oh, okay. Okay, now I don't have the most amount of time to get across it. And I think you can't. Yeah, you can jump on this thing and jump back on it. So, like that, but I don't really like doing that. Wait, actually, nope. Oh, I thought Tails could get on this, but no. Oh, well, he can get on it, but he's just not locked in place in a position to move it in. What's nice about this stage is that had these like little poles right here, and once you activate them, it destroys all enemies that are close to it. Definitely a good way to help with getting the high score in that S rank. But I don't think I am getting an S rank since I died already from that ball puzzle. Oh, but I'm not trying to go for that S rank. I'm just trying to go through this here. And Sonic just fell through the hole because down in that pit there gets despawned. More like they're all over on that one side, because we already took all the ones out before Tails said that. Would have been a little better if we made it to where said that line as you entered this room here, and not just as soon as as soon as all those enemies spawn. Alright, by the way, a little shortcut right here. And yeah, score. Yeah, interesting how Tails said that there, but anyway, it's also another thing that those things you can do. They can attract those gray spears towards them once they're activated. Once you press them again, they'll deactivate. And this enemy right here is definitely an enemy you're one of the tougher ones to get there. Yeah, because we're gonna grab these rings and then hit the switch. And these, even though I have 20 lives, because I got a few off camera as well. So we're supposed to go down, and we just went in a big circle. But no big deal, because we were meant to do that. You can even go back up here to the way you came on that Tails pathway we went on there if we wanted to, but there's really no reason to. So, because I was getting a step ahead of myself, and now we can go for this door. So we're in an aquatic base here, which is the final stage for Sonic, and definitely a smart place for Eggman to build a base, which is underwater. And as Tails said it in one of the dialogue, it was one solely on his old laboratories. So that's interesting, and I guess Eggman saw this and was like, this would be a good spot to build a base. As a matter of fact, it would be a perfect spot because Sonic can't swim. But anyway, one thing I want to talk about now is that gauge on the bottom left, right corner of the screen, and as I'm killing enemies, you might notice these little gems come towards Sonic and go inside of him. Basically, what they do is that gauge in the and the gauge in the bottom right corner is called the action gauge. And basically, the idea is that you collect gems and you fill it up, but however, for Sonic, it's just filled up, permanently filled up. Nothing you can do about it. And the idea is that the gems that we've been collecting, things like these here, as you can see. Let me activate that. Oh shoot, that wasn't smart. Right then. Like another thing about the yellow gem, a couple other things I didn't mention about the yellow gem already. Like one can activate a shield, and one thing that I do like it what it does, since it attracts wings to you, but it only what I do like it doesn't attract the wings that you can do light speed dashes on like these wings right here. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, that's definitely a nice touch. I do like that. So yeah, all those gems that we were collecting there, they just fill it up, and they just are supposed to fill up the gauge here and the action gauge here, but since we'll okay, there we go. But since Sonic's gauge is all permanently filled up, they have no use. So idea is that the gems are also meant to be leveled up. So like they're supposed to be level 1 and then level 2 and then level 3. But the fact is that the gem don't. It's already locked at level 3 where they're infinite. So that's something. So you can in a way you can kind of use it for Sonic's debug mode. So that's something, and it even says it in the instruction booklet too that they were meant to those gems that we keep collecting from the enemies. We are meant to fill up that gauge, which it works for the other characters, which we'll see later. Which we kind of saw earlier with Silver, even though for Silver he's kind of just it recharges on its own. Like he has like a cooldown before it's fully recharged, but I'm getting ahead of myself there. But one thing and we've passed the Knuckles section there. And fun fact, this is actually the only stage to where you play as three separate characters of the story. Because like Sonic, we've had Tails and Knuckles as the 2 side characters that you would play as through Sonic's story. That makes sense. I can see why that. Just having like the Sonic heroes of Team Sonic together. That's good, nice. And the next 2 stories, which are Shadow and Silver, they do to get 2 side characters you get to play as in there. But it doesn't make sense why you got to play as Silver for a little bit in Sonic's story. I'm just gonna say this right now. We are gonna be playing as Silver for a tiny bit in Shadow story as well. Nothing we can do about that except just boost through this hallway when opening the doors from closing, because that's what you can do through here. So there's that. Now, and I guess another interesting thing I guess I should mention is that in Silver Story you actually do play as Sonic and Shadow for like a tiny bit in one of his 2 of his stages. But yeah, I'm still getting ahead of myself there. But hey, we'll get to Shadow Story next episode because we're gonna be doing that story next, and then Silver's. And we definitely did not get an S rank. B rank? Okay, not bad. Probably could have gotten an A if I didn't die at that part of the light speed where I lightspeed dash myself to death. Oh well, also died before that, but oh well. Oh, and well, when conclude this the last of Sonic stages, all we have left is the final boss, and then that's it for Sonic's story. Ready anytime?
Thrust increasing engine output at maximum. Course plotted. Gate open. Lifting off.
Don't even get Tails and Knuckles joining him on that, or even in the cutscene.
Why is this happening? No! Playtime's over.
Sonic!
This ship is about to crash. Too bad, Eggman. I'm not finished yet.
Who knows what Eggman has up his sleeve this time?
You keep getting in my way, you pesky little hedgehog. Very well. I'll take you out myself.
Boy, it definitely seems like Eggman sure does have a big fight going for us here. I don't know where I'm saying going with this part here. Except, yeah, so final boss time and below the egg carrier here, and I know it's not the same egg carrier from Sonic Adventure. He was even mentioned in Sonic Heroes twice, in Sonic Story and Team Sonic Story and Team Rose's story. Yeah, okay, let's catch a ride. And so this fight's kind of similar to that one fight we've had with that giant dog. Well, the first phase of this fight is kind of similar to that one fight we've had with that giant dog thing, whatever that fight was called. Oh boy, not he taking out the foothold. That's no good. Yeah, it's similar to that one. The fight's similar to that one fight we had with that giant robot dog Eggman had it started before we did Dusty Desert. Where you have to lower the machine into something, like in this case it's a bunch of like giant debris stuff falling from the ship. It's like right there, you can saw it to the left and now to the right. So yeah, you do this for about half the fight. Oh, I missed it. I think I said a quarter of the fight. Yeah, I think I said a quarter of the fight earlier, but I meant half the fight actually. So it's gonna come around again, and there we go. I probably just did the homing attack a little too late there. Yeah, so that's probably what happened, and you will eventually get flung off this if you take too long. But luckily, you will always land back on this platform, even if you don't take a hit. Hit him. So I'm just gonna take out more of the foothold here. So good news is that every time you fight, he's always gonna destroy the same foothold platforms here in the same order every time you play this. So that's good at least. Plus, this platform's not even being held by anything. Well, to be fair, those one platforms in the Viper, yeah, that's what it is, from Sonic Adventure when you fought him, those platforms weren't being suspended by anything. So, this isn't the first time that's happened. And Yeah, now we took out the front of the ship, and now Eggman's exposed. And now he's gonna change up his strategy. So, okay, so I guess it was a third of the fight and not half or a quarter of it. But now he's taking out the middle parts of the platforms here. And now he's gonna change up his strategy a little. So, what he's gonna do is he's gonna start shooting, and then those turret he's gonna. See. Ah, God! Right. Well, now we have to redo this fight. Right, and yeah, kind of similar to Omotel from Adventure 2, when you take hit, when you fail the fight, Elise will give you a hint on what you have to do, even though I've clearly made it past that part. Right, and the fight here definitely does drag on quite a bit, but this one I can kind of understand a little more because it's the final fight of Sonic's story, so I can get that. And also, there are invisible walls preventing you from flying far away. Like, you can't just fly into like the wings of the ship right there, or even onto the ship right there. No, that looks like gun fire, well, cannons actually, or even out into the distance. And so, there's that. Maybe we should probably have equipped that. I keep forgetting that. I don't know why. Okay, so I can have an extra hit here. So let's actually hit. Yeah, here it comes indeed. So let's take out this thing again. Once again here, and that's right. I think it's also inverted too, which where up is down, down is up. That's up. So there's that. Yeah, I really shouldn't be grabbing the rings because I want to try to avoid those as much as I can to save them for later. Because, yeah, you only get like 20 rings on this field. It's like, you can see there's 5 there, and I already collected the 2 on over there and here. Oh shoot. This isn't. Yeah, the camera does somewhat focus on the fight, on the boss, but at least it's when he's attacking, so that's good at least. So, because otherwise this fight would be a lot harder if you wouldn't be able to see where his attacks are coming from. And the canopy is gone. Okay, so I think I figured out what my problem was there. My problem was that I needed to take homing attack to 2 guns and then Eggman's cockpit. So I think that was it. But I did. Maybe at first I was thinking I just had to keep homing attack until I got close enough, but that point can be definitely a little confusing. So that's something. Thing that is got that I kind of forgot about. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's what I was supposed to do. Okay. Now, this is pretty much what you're gonna be doing for the rest of the hits, except for the last hit. And it started getting a little more hectic here because more of the platforms get destroyed. Right, and the rings are still there, so so I can just jump and grab them, but I'm not gonna risk it because I could possibly fall and die and have to restart the fight, and that's no good. So just avoid the lock on, and then I always like trying to get a little bit of a running start going up into this spot when I'm about to homing attack these, because with the camera focusing on the fight, on the boss there, it's kind of a little hard for me to judge on how close it is, how far it is or something, but at this point we just have starting to get a little small here with platforms to stand on, just with only 3 left. because anymore and always will fall. And oh god, I kind of messed up the camera there. Oh, that's what that one was on me. Yeah, I can make it there. Yeah. So now just one more hit left to go. And yeah. So it's gonna destroy more platforms. And now we just have a one platform to stand on. What could that be? See, he's flying around and there he is. Oh, I see you're gonna try to ram us, but not gonna happen. And this point here is pretty hilarious. I always find this kind of funny. Oh, episode Sonic cleared because yeah, I got that achievement for clearing Sonic's story. And me thinking, King was that he was trying to hit the ejector seat with a parachute, but it didn't activate, which is why his seat kind of bounced up like that. And so, yeah, we beat Sonic's story right here. And great way to end it off with an S rank. And so now for the ending cutscene. Oh right, forgot about this. And with that, that's it for Sonic's story. Yeah, so send this hit off.
Aren't you worried?
If you have time to worry, then none, right?
Nice smile.
And that's Sonic's story. We end. Now the credits are gonna start rolling, and a song's gonna be playing. But I think the song's actually copyrighted, so I'm not gonna be saying quiet so you can hear it because I don't want to risk a copyright getting copyrighted on this. So I'm just gonna have it. We're gonna have it kind of low, so hopefully it doesn't sound like you can hear it and get a copyright claim from it because that's no good. I think that's the third time I said this video. well, to be fair, I don't think I said it at all in all the previous episodes of Sonic's story. So there's that. But as we're going through this here, a few other things I could mention. Like you may have noticed that Elise's legs, they were a different color, more like a darker skin color, like a different skin color. But that's because she was wearing leggings. And so even though they blend in-game cutscenes, they look blend in like they're almost like bottom half was different skin color. but no, it's leggings. And so we're just watching the credits here. There's no way to skip this, by the way, because there's really nothing I can do about it. But yeah, and it's kind of like similar to Sonic Heroes. It's showing the cutscenes from of the game off in here, but it's not the full thing. So there's that as well. It's gonna do that for Shadow Story as well as Silver Story, and I will be, and however this will be kind of the odd one. Actually, no, it won't be the odd one out. Well, there were 4 end credits it's here, and this is the first one. And for the first and last ones, I'll be talking throughout pretty much all the entire credits. Well, for Shadow and Silver's credits, I actually won't be talking for half of them, so I can show off the 2 characters' theme songs. They are Shadow's theme song and Silver's theme song. And of course, Sonic does have a theme song here that does play during the credits of all of them, but the thing about them is that it doesn't play the full version of the song during the credits, and the only way how you can really listen to it is in the sound test, which I do appreciate that there is, so that we can actually listen to it, which I'll probably show that off doing a bonus video as well, because that's pretty much the only way how I can really view the full song itself. So yeah, that's kind of it really. Credits are just playing, and we just gotta wait for it to end and wait for a Sonic story. And then next time we'll be going on the Shadow story. I could do Silver's next, but I want to do Shadow, honestly, because for one, I think I'd rather be playing as a character that's faster than Silver, and 2, Shadow's honestly acts more like Shadow in this game than he did in the game Shadow the Hedgehog as well. As Sonic, who didn't really act much like Sonic in this game, which they only nailed like that one CGI cutscene with the opening cutscene here, that really nailed Sonic, and then he just kind of just turned into this guy. He's like, oh well, and also it kind of sounds like everything that Jason Griffith Sonic says. It sounds like he's saying it as like the same tone, which I honestly don't have too much of a problem with. But I figured that was something I would mention now. So that's all for the most part, that's all I have really to say on Sonic's story. He could have handled Sonic's attitude much better here, but I will say this: I do think I did kind of like Jason Griffith's Sonic in this game a little more than Shadow the Hedgehog's Sonic. Like the nail, because it felt like in Shadow the Hedgehog the game, it felt like Sonic just was acting like too much, like he was just joking around too much and having too much fun with this. It was like he was waiting for an alien invasion to happen. It was like, yeah, let's have some fun with this. But he is a little more serious and stuff during the last story. We have Shadow the Hedgehog. So there's that, and now his world is playing, which it's not the full theme songs that, so there's that, and there's no more pictures that appear during the cutscene that appear during the credits. And so now it's just gonna be a black screen with the credits playing. This world is a world. Okay, I'm not gonna sing along with that because I'm not much of a singer, but even though I have listened to stuff like the Sonic Symphony, but and another thing I should mention too is that since if you tried to get all the side another thing I should mention, no wait, that's not it. Let me restart that. Another thing I should mention too is that when you're trying to collect rings to get the remaining power-ups for Sonic, what you have to do is if you run out of town missions, side missions, you have to actually keep replaying the last level, aquatic base, and the final boss against Eggman there to just keep getting rings. But I think for the most part, I think you have to do it maybe it's more than 4 times. I could be wrong. But I don't think the rings will carry over into other stories. Cause I know lives don't, which does become a problem with the last story. But I'll get to that when we get to the last story, which won't be for a while, because we still have lots to go through. We're only like a third done with the game, and when we have 2 more stories and the last story, so technically you can say I'm a quarter done with the game, but the last stories are honestly kind of short, like most Sonic stories are, where it's just last story. It's about half an hour long. Or you potentially even more if you fail a whole bunch. But anyway, those were part that's kind of it. So if I'm gonna be showing off the remaining upgrades that I didn't show Sonic, I'm gonna have to keep replaying Aquatic Base and the final boss is Eggman again. But I'm gonna be doing that on my own time because I don't want to just because it's pretty much the same thing over and over again, and it'll just get kind of boring if I just keep doing that. And so I'll just be slowly doing that as time goes on, and hopefully by the time I do the last story, I'll actually have enough rings to buy the remaining upgrades, which I'll try to buy them on camera like I did at the beginning of this episode with the white gem, because you do get an achievement for buying all the upgrades. so there's that. And that's the end of the credits. That's right now, even though we're gonna be seeing the credits again. But well, to be fair, we did see the credits multiple times with previous Sonic games, like with the adventure games and Heroes. And with Shadow the Hedgehog, but I haven't done a Let's Play on Shadow the Hedgehog yet. Speaking of which, we'll be starting next time. So that'll be it for this episode here. So next time on Sonic 06, we'll be starting Shadow the Hedgehog's story. So I'll see you all next time.